2, 1, 0. Yo, what's up? E Squared Show. Welcome to another episode. I got my main man, or technically my main woman, Saiya.
Hello.
Our recurring guest. Either first, welcome. Make sure to grab the merch. Okay. houseofjohol.com. Maharaja Ranjit Singh hoodies. We only have so many few left. Make sure you cop them. On top of that, tune in every single day, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. the Ruckus Avenue Radio Show on the iHeartRadio app. Download it. It's available in North America, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand. And you'll get exclusive episodes that are not found on the YouTube unless you subscribe to the Patreon for the video versions. Other than that, let us begin. So, we've been talking about this for a lot actually, for not just today, but this like whole entire week. And I think this is like a turning point, truly, in Punjabi music entertainment, period.
Definitely.
Like, we're basically at this overcorrection point, and if, for those you don't know, Shub and, from what we understand now, Karnataka have some cancelled stadium shows, which is like a pretty big deal. It's not just like some like average, like, oh, the club event got like postponed. Like, this is like tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars of loss on the line now, because, you know, this isn't like an overnight thing you can do where you certain venue. We actually, you know what? We should start from the beginning. We're acting like the audience already knows what the fuck happened. Okay, so this whole journey starts with Shub is going on tour, first time North America, on the 22nd of August. His first show in Oakland was happening. The 23rd was Vancouver. Then 2 or 3 days later was Toronto, and then a day later New Jersey. Ruckus reached out to me to go do backstage interview of Shub and the squad and do like an interview situation. My health is not the best, and it's not that I can't interview, it's just like not my strength, let's just say. You know, I'm much more like the spaz, schizophrenic, like on a topic. That's more my jam. And like if Shub was like down to like chop it up about life for like an hour and a half, like Joe Rogan style, then I'm down. But like being like, oh, hey, how's it? It's just, I'm not good at that.
Small
you know,
talk's not really the vibe.
No, I'm really honestly bad at it. It just kind of like makes my mind go numb. And so that's why, you know, if I could talk to these guys in like a real long setting for like an hour and a half, really get deep, like that's my shit. But Saiya, we were going to send her, you know, we had talked with everybody and that was on the docket. We were getting it ready and we just had to confirm with the Shub's team if we could get some interviews going with them and whatnot. And so this was on Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
No. This was last week, Thursday,
yeah,
right?
So last week, yeah.
8 days before the concert was technically supposed to happen. And then we were waiting for confirmation. And then on Monday, we got confirmation. And we went ahead, bought the tickets. We had our little team assorted. We had Saiya. We had our videographer, Tarn. They were going to go to San Fran. It was going to be exciting. They were hyped. That would have been your first time going to San Fran, right?
I know. Crazy stuff. Yeah. I've been to California and LA a few times, but not SF yet. So hopefully in the near future. Looking forward to it.
Hopefully whatever. So on Tuesday, I talked to my guy at Ruckus, and Saiya says to me, like, yo, they're not really selling any tickets.
Yeah, because we had checked later that day after, like, having this conversation over the phone. And I was checking Ticketmaster to see, and it seemed as if only, like, maybe 5 or 10% of tickets had been sold, and that's still being quite generous. Like, it was just all blue, and I'm not 100% sure on whether or not they were selling the upper bowl, but it seemed as if there was no ticket sales being done there. But within the inner bowl, I would say, like, generously maybe 5% of tickets were sold, and this is a week out to the concert, and that's across the board for all of the shows.
Yeah, so we looked at Oakland's dates, we looked at Toronto's dates, and it was abysmal. Like, they just were not selling at anything at all. You mentioned that, like, you didn't know about the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly that. Like, even when you had that phone call and you brought it up, I had no idea that he was coming into town. I listen to a lot of Punjabi music. I love it. I definitely would have bought a ticket if I had known in advance. And even talking to a couple of my friends in a few different circles, and no one had any idea that he was coming because there was no marketing, no promotion. I didn't really see anything online about it either. Aside from, I guess, things about his previous concerts, which I guess we'll get into later, but there was nothing really about this concert that was up and coming, and it was only a week away, which is crazy to think.
And I think that, you know, it would have been a moment for certain songs to people like they like enough, because listen, we have a good show planned out for the things we're gonna go into, and I'll keep dick riding Kanye. But if you've never been to a Kanye show and you've never heard Father Stretch My Hands, part 2 or part 1, part 2 or whatever.
Part 2.
It's part 2, right?
Yeah, it's part 2.
If you've never heard Father Stretch My Hands live, shut the fuck up about Kanye, like, concert experiences forever. That song it will give you goosebumps for days, man. Like, as soon as If Young Metro Don't Trust You, and everyone yells it out, the music gets cut, everyone yells it out, and then Beautiful Morning and the fucking bass, like, the bass hits so strong, it's like your chest is pumping, man. That feeling when you hear a song like that and everyone in unison is singing it together is like, it's literally a spiritual experience, which, you know, goes back to my Guru Nanak Dev Ji episode about music being like the best way to push whatever. So this concert, Tuesday, we're talking, and me and Saiya are talking back for like, yo, this thing might be canceled, because I understand from a hip hop perspective, like, tour economics. You know, I've watched enough videos. I understand, like, you know, Little Sims, she's like that artist who had a couple songs, like, she couldn't get her tour going in North America. There's like artists like who's that fucking guy, that baby?
Oh, hope you find peepers. Oh, I don't know the artist.
Yo, Amira, what's that song?
I have no idea though.
That song, that baby, if you wanna na na na, that guy was on the fucking man. He was on
Hope you find peace for yourself.
Yeah.
New boyfriend's gonna. Yeah. Steve Lacy. That sounds
Steve
right.
Lacy. Yeah.
Steve Lacy.
So, like, remember Steve Lacy was going on tour, and like, he was having, first off, smaller venues. He had those songs are pretty big, smaller venues. Then he was just hating it, like, yo, there's this issue. All the people buying the tickets just want to go for the fucking TikTok moment of that one song.
Yeah.
Like, I understand pretty to high degree how this shit works. And then when I'm like hearing like Shub has never gone in clubs, has never done theaters, has never done like the Orpheum and the smaller venues, and is just gonna do stadiums, I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, is Punjabi music much bigger than I understood? Like, am I crazy or are they crazy? And now we know that they were crazy. I fucking knew what the fuck I was talking about. So Tuesday happens, and me and Sai are talking, and I talked to Karn, our guy Ruckus, and I'm like, yo, is the concert gonna be canceled? He's like, what are you talking about? Like, you heard some rumors or some shit? I'm like, no, I'm just like, this fucking doesn't make any sense. Like, look how many concerts, like, tickets they're selling. Like, this is not adding up. And he's like, no, I haven't heard anything. Like, what have you heard? I'm like, I'm like myself coming up with these theories, right? What's good? And he's like, no, I haven't heard anything. Let me talk. He talked to some guys, and then they tell us, like, if you booked your tickets, get refundable tickets. Like, that was kind of an ominous thing that they said, you know, that like, oh, maybe somebody in Shub's camp is sick. Or no, they said Shub might be sick. Like, that's what they were basically saying, like, oh, Shub might be sick or something. And I was just like, okay, interesting. Seems like they're kind of getting prepared.
But these are all rumors.
These are all rumors.
These are all rumors, yeah.
And then this is on Tuesday, right, of this week, when the concert's supposed to happen. On the 22nd. So this was what, on the 18th, 19th, or whatever. Then on Wednesday, we look at the concert, and everything's sold.
Yeah, I remember calling you, and I was so pumped, because I was like, oh my god, like, complete, like, 180. All of a sudden, now 90% of the tickets are sale. There's maybe 10% left, and that's being generous. But even then, I wish I took a screenshot, because it was quite interesting to see, like, the patterns, as I had mentioned, in the seating arrangement. So essentially, it would be like groupings of like say five rows would be completely sold out, and then it would be like one full row that was unsold, untouched, and then it'd be 5 rows completely sold, 1 row unsold, 5 rows completely sold, 1 row, and it was just, that was the entire stadium was that way, the entire inner bowl. And I'd never seen anything like that with concerts. Like, that's not a typical pattern that you would see, and it was so robotic, so perfect, so pristine, just like the image of the visual as far as you like the map goes. And but more like, nonetheless, I was super pumped, super happy for Shub. At the end of the day, that's exciting stuff to see for sure. But even in saying that, then I was looking into it more, because I was like, this is interesting, this is great, this is exciting news, I can't wait to be there. But at the same time, when I looked at the Vancouver sales in comparison, which was the next day, if it was based off marketing and promotion, you would imagine that it'd be a quite consistent pattern, I guess you could say, across all of the shows, all 4 shows. We should have seen a significant increase in sales throughout, like across the board. But that simply was not the case. Vancouver was still more or less the same. I would say maybe 10-15% at most sold. And the same for the remainder of Jersey as well as Toronto. So it was just Oakland, just that first night, where there was this like very robotic pattern, 90% sold out. I didn't see any changes in terms of marketing, promotion, anything on his social media, so I wasn't too sure what had happened there. But then we had brought that up and we were chatting, and this is just over the phone, and not like maybe 3-4 hours later, then I go back to check Ticketmaster again, because I'm like, okay, maybe there's like more sales have been done. Maybe Vancouver, we're seeing a big pump here. Like, maybe they're kind of like geographically
because you also said that
targeting.
on the stories, like random influencers from the Bay
exactly.
were like, buy tickets. Like, it seems like there was a panic behind the scenes of they're like, oh fuck, yo, like, oh bhai kar de, like you know how dippers get, right? Like, so something obviously was going on, and so we thought, oh, maybe that's what happened. The influencers, all of them, they did, and it fucking like crossed over. But then
maybe like 3-4 hours later, I can see the message on Ticketmaster saying that it's been postponed. And at this point, it's just Oakland as well. Like, there was no mention of Vancouver or any of the other shows, but Oakland had been postponed.
Yeah, and so we're basically, I'm like, okay, I'm not even shook at this point. I'm like, yeah, obvious fucking Lee, this was going to happen. Like, the smoke and mirrors or whatever, but clearly there's like an overcorrection that needs to happen, because then this show flopped, right? And like, this is not just us, right? Punjabi music, the Our Punjabi Music Reddit on is like Shub and Karna Aujla cancel shows. Shub just canceled his Oakland show. It looks like very low sales. Seats were still open right before the date, even after a big last minute push. Now Karna Aujla's Milan date is off too, possibly for the same reason. This keeps happening. Artists book big arenas before the demand is real. Too many yes men, too much hype. Not enough honest planning. Everyone wants to be a Diljit overnight. That took him more than a decade of work. Or they want a 2021 AP Tilno wave, which was a once in a moment surge. Look at the Vancouver show in 3 days. The ticket map is full of empty seats. Streaming numbers do not equal people who will spend money and time to see you live, not in this cost of living climate. Start smaller, build heat, let the room sell out, and then scale up. Price shows right. Promote earlier, not in panic mode the week of the show. And so we heard the rumors that maybe Shub is sick, and then all of a sudden the excuse was, oh, Air Canada is cancelled, we can't do the show. Which is the most, again, this is how, if you want to get into how the tour economics works, right? Let's say you have crazy production and stage design, which we're going to get into all this shit, right? You do not bring that via plane. You have to fucking bust that shit on trucks. So what, like the trucks and Air Canada had something to do? And then second, you could get fucking Alaska Airlines, bro. If you're on a fucking stadium tour worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, you guys couldn't just charter a fucking plane into Canada for like 20 G's and just bring your team, like the main 5-6 guys. Everyone else can either bust their asses over or, you know, take Alaska Airlines. Like, such bullshit on logistics, man. It's what's really disingenuous about it is like Shub's acting like, or Shub and his team, they're all to blame in my opinion. Saiya wants to go a lot more like nicer, but it's like you're basically taking the fans for a bunch of fucking fools, and then this is what's destroying the ability for you guys to come back after. Like, this is where these guys are fucking up on multiple levels, okay? Level 1, they don't have the body of work. Let's just start there. How many songs does Shub have to fill a 2-hour stage time on a stadium? Like, Saiya, you listen. He's got 5 songs.
I want to give him more than 5. I definitely think he has some great songs.
No,
but he's
I'm not.
more or less,
No,
he still
no,
needs
not
even
how
just
many
like
songs he's released, right? Like,
No, I
if you go to
understand that, but even then-
if you go to a Kanye tour after he had dropped 808s, he's not gonna do like street. Or no, maybe he might have done street lights, but like, okay, he's not gonna play like the fucking B-side tracks from Graduation just to fill out time.
Yeah.
The hour and a half or 2 hours of like time is he's playing the fucking hits, bro.
But I think the most shocking part is the fact that he didn't have a headliner. Like going back to like
Yeah,
Shub,
he
like
didn't-
that
yeah.
was like surprising to me. Like
Well-
even when I was trying to find like when we were first looking into it, I was trying to figure out who the headliner was because sometimes they won't mention it. Typically, it's always in the headline for Ticketmaster, but in his case, it obviously wasn't there because he didn't have one. But I was still trying to like dig and find and maybe figure out if it was a surprise or something like that. But even going through Reddit and like reading all these things, it was just going to be him for the 2 hours.
Look, these dippers don't understand this business yet. It happened too fast, right? The streaming opened the lane for the fact that it can happen, and then they're just because right now there's like a wave happening where people want to get the Indian dollars in their hands. Right, this huge bubble has basically opened up where it's like, yo, India is now a market. There's a fucking billion of them. They have artists, they have music. Like, let's translate, right? So Live Nation's probably looking at the numbers on the streams, like, yo, this could probably translate fucking hundreds of millions of views, even though they're from India. Which actually, and like, not to be mean, but if you look in like the YouTube algorithm and stuff, like one view from India does not mean the same thing as one view in North America because of GDP per capita, and you factor all that money in. Because it's like one person in India who's in the fucking pind or whatever does not have the ability to like sell or buy like content or merch or whatever the way somebody in North America is, or like so the ads, it doesn't work like that. So realistically, 1 billion streams in India is worth like 100 million streams in fucking North America. I know that's probably like a really fucked up number, but it's true. So that's the first thing and this overcorrection is gonna basically tell them now that holy fuck,
it was a wake-up call for
it's
sure.
a wake-up call for the entire
call.
industry.
Yeah.
And it sucks because there might be really good artists coming up that are about to get fucking embarrassed. That like, or that basically, Live Nation or whatever is basically going to be like, we don't know, buddy. Like, fucking go do clubs for a while first before you want to, like, go learn how to walk, go crawl before you want to run and shit,
Yeah.
So, it doesn't have a headliner. Isn't doing interview promos, getting his name out there.
That was the biggest thing, was the lack of marketing, the lack of push. Like, there was just no awareness of the concert taking place to begin with. Like, I didn't know anyone that was going, and I knew a lot of, like, I have friends who, like, definitely love Shub and listen to it a lot, but it was, like, no one knew that it was happening. And especially within, like, the Vancouver scene, that's, like, when you look at the ticket sales initially, it was, like, 10% sold out. And even then, the narrative was more of that, like, there was no more, it was not just the no market, but it was like, oh, like, you know what, like, it seems like it's gonna be a whatever type of concert, you know what, I'll just get tickets like day of for maybe like $20, if that type of deal, like, I'll just show up, like, no big deal. Like, it definitely wasn't giving the same vibe of like,
like
Rogers Arena tour. Like, it wasn't like a big deal.
You need to promote the fuck out of this, right? You need to have posters everywhere. You need to get merch getting ready and going. You need to have like the interviews, man. People need to know, they need to be like invested in you as an artist. But the biggest thing lacking is the body of work. That's number one. The top 5 things that are lacking is the body of work, the interviews, the prior stage experience, stage design, and then the hype, like overall hype and headliners and all that kind of stuff. That stuff was all just missing. So let's go body of work first of all, right? Like, Shub does not have enough music to truly populate even an hour slot of hypeness in a stadium. Most of these artists do not. If you look at like if you look at our tabs, we're gonna go through them. Like Diljit's playing songs from fucking 2003, bro. He has to pull so far into the back catalog, from Patiala Peg to Paggan Ponch to do you know, like literally like 2 songs off of the fucking 30 albums he's released over the last like 25 years to fill out fully that hour block. These guys do not have that. This is how it's supposed to go, okay? You drop an album. There's our first issue. The Punjabi music industry does not think in album terms. There's only been one album. Okay, not one. There's only been like 5 albums ever in Punjabi music history that really followed that model of like, let's make an album. The number 1 of all time is Jazzy B Romeo. Everyone fucking knows that album, right? Dil Luttiya's from it, Romeo, like that album is so many bangers. That Babu Man one, depends on which one. Probably the one that Mitra Nishatri, the one that has that album. Billy, or the Akka one that Bindrakya has with Te Tera Yaar Bolda. That's probably number 3. Maybe like one of the Punjabi MC albums, and I think Sher Iman has one too that people like hype up, and like KS Makran. Yeah,
that one was really good.
The Imran Khan one, that one was pretty like famous, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is once you drop one album, so like let's say you're Kanye, you drop College Dropout, you have your singles, whatever. Now you go on tour, you're not fucking going to Madison Square Garden or the O2 Arena or Rogers Arena. You're gonna start off in like club venues, low key fucking theaters, like the equivalent of like the Massey Theater here or Orpheum. Like even the UBC stadium is too big, you know, like a university hockey rink and stuff. Like for any city, that's too big. Like in San Francisco, it'd have to been like a much smaller type of venue, you know, Queen Elizabeth Theater type thing, or you know, there's a lot of famous theaters across America as well. It would have to been that, or like clubs. You drop your album and then you slowly get people. And now here's the biggest problem: your stage presence.
Yeah.
How you put on the fucking show, man. We got a clip here of, and I don't want to like.
Bachata.
This is just facts. You know, it is what it is. Like, this is what Shub's performance is like. Bro, this guy is standing in one spot and like what the fuck is this?
I think this was his first show as well, though, in his defense. But you can just tell like the comfort wasn't there yet. Like this was too early in his career. You know what I mean? Like, and even now, I think that when you watch like even more recent videos, it seems like I agree. Like I feel like a theater, it would have been a bit more intimate of a setting. You could
not even a theater. A theater would have been too big for this. He should have just gone clubs.
But then again, like that builds up that confidence as well and that rapport, I think, with his audience and like his followers, and like building up that community as well. So that when he does like builds up to theaters and eventually like something like this, it's like that reputation also follows you there for being a ideally great performer. I've
been to many concerts and I choose my artists very like carefully, and I've seen every single one. I went to a J Electronica concert where the venue was 100 people. Okay. This was right before he dropped. It was written with Jay-Z. I went to a Jaden Smith concert in Chinatown where it was like a smaller venue, and that one had maybe like 250 people. I've been to the St. Pablo tour. I've been to the Kanye tour in Bologna. I've been to Kendrick and Travis Scott. So like I've seen the highest and the lowest. These guys should have really, in reality, they should be touring these really tiny venues with 100, 150 people constantly, all the time.
Yeah.
To get people going like, that was an amazing...
You know who's doing a really great job of that right now? I'd say it's Johnny and Moga. Like, I would say they're really killing it. Like, even, like, they recently just did a tour of all, like, even the Surrey schools. Just thought it was so funny. But that's how you really build up that community and that presence here. Yeah. Because even, like, the wedding receptions, like, they're so in your face and everywhere.
Yeah, but the wedding receptions, like, that's not, like, they're, like, getting paid to do those, right?
I know. I understand that as well. But, so, you know what I mean? But to an extent, like, even when they're doing, like, these little tours, these smaller venues, like, the university club events, like, I feel like that's where you really build up that following and that presence, because now they have that reputation for just being really great performers. And you can say like similar, like of course, like in comparison to Shub though, however, they have I'd say like far fewer albums and songs, don't they, at this point in time?
Yeah, they probably do. Yeah.
Because even when it comes to following, I think they have like 3, like I think I was checking Instagram before, it's like they have around like 3, not that this is really like the best KPI, but they have around like 300,000 followers.
What's KPI? That sounds like some fucking super blockchain type shit. What's KPI?
It's like a performance indicator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, key performance indicator.
Oh, interesting.
So you can create different KPIs in accordance. And like this probably isn't the best one, but Shub has 2.6 million followers on Instagram in comparison to Chunni and Mulga, who have I think around like 400,000.
Yeah.
But I feel like they've really built up that presence, at least here in the Lower Mainland, I would say.
Yeah, the Lower Mainland fucks with them. And it's smart. Like obviously they're getting hired to do these clubs and stuff, but that's how you gotta slowly.
Yeah, they're building momentum.
Like, yeah, exactly. They're building momentum. Like, let's take comedy for example, right? Now, in comedy, you don't need the glitz and the glamour and changing your fucking. You need new jokes, right? Every single time you go on stage, you need a new set, a new hour, and then you can perform wherever. And, you know, they eventually get to stadiums, but if you listen to comedians, they usually say like clubs and theaters are the best. It's a good amount of money. It's still intimate enough. Like, and you have a new hour that you're pushing out, right? Desi artists have not produced any music that's of the caliber of a stadium yet. And me and you were getting into this a little bit the other day, where we haven't seen we haven't seen our Bad Bunny yet. Sidhu was never going to be that guy. Karn is not that guy. Shub's not that guy. Diljit's not that guy. We haven't seen the guy who can both traverse the hip hop pop culture world, where he can fucking he or she could jump on a song with Sabrina Carpenter and Billie Eilish, and also have the fucking Yakke and the Dippers in Punjab.
Diljit just did Huss Huss with Sia.
Sia,
and someone else just did one Karnaja and one
Are you talking
Republic,
about Sia? Are you talking about Sia? SIA Sia?
Yeah, no, SIA.
Yes, she's washed. She was famous 15 years ago, and One Republic was famous 15 years ago.
So it's like getting the goddess slowly into it. It's like slowly integrating like Punjabi music into the Western world. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, those songs aren't good. That's the problem. Like, okay, Doja Cat Say So, right? Yeah. That was a hit. Okay, I'm not a pop culture music guy. Usually, I love underground stuff, but that song had so many copycats after because it was such a hit. I think everyone can agree that Doja, even if you fucking hate that song was ear candy for, you know, the radio and pop culture and stuff. Like, Doja Cat is an insane talent, okay? Look at her. She can do stadiums. She can do weird, like, niche, funny things like that Moo Cow song, which is awesome and hilarious. And then she can do crazy pop culture songs like Say So. And then she can do crazy hip-hop songs like Walk On By. Or Paint the Town Red, I mean. That's the sample, Walk On By. Like, she is traversing in all these different areas flawlessly. She knows how to use her feminine charm to have the sex appeal. She knows how to also, like, kind of be weird and, like edgy, like Lady Gaga used to be back in the day. Like, she gets the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of these guys get the game. So Shub, for example, where he fucked up is he's too timid of an artist. He basically got all these like fucking dum-dums, dissies into his crew and their management team to basically like say like, yeah, don't worry, buddy, we'll do this, blah, blah, blah. And they don't fucking have a clue themselves. And Shub doesn't have a clue of which type of guy he needs around him. So that whole situation, it's like they don't have the logistics. They don't have the mindset. They don't have the say so and the know-how to really push him to the next level. Diljit has the right team. Diljit has the right team. He has the right people around him. But the problem is Diljit is like 25 years in the making, and now he's doing stadium tours. Like, he's past his prime. He's like in his fucking 40s, bro. Like, you don't see artists that make it to this level where they don't do it in their 40s. They were already touring in their late 20s in stadiums. Like, this is more so his hard work has paid off dividends after being in Bollywood movies, Punjabi movies, you know, fucking dropping album year after year and all this shit. Like, let's look at Diljit. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, what, 42 or some shit? Diljit Dosanjh. 41 years old. Oh, that's pretty accurate.
I feel like, that was pretty...
Like, how many movies has he been in?
But I feel like age isn't everything in terms of determining someone's career.
Yeah, but I'm saying you know how much exactly, you know how much momentum he needed to become a household name. Like, it is true. When a Diljit concert comes to town, your dadi, dada, mom, dad, your brothers, sisters, your cousins, like, everyone's going. The entire household will empty to go see him because he has approached everyone in some way, right? Like, the parents have seen his movies, the kids have listened to his songs, the whatever, like, everyone. So, like, how many movies has this guy been in? Fuck, I can't even count. Let's just go to the Wikipedia because this is like a ridiculous amount of movies. Okay, so let's go filmography. Films. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So let's say about 30 movies and his albums. His first one came out in 2002 and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He's had to produce 45 pieces of work to finally be able to tour. that's not actually that's a testament to his hard work, but that's not a testament to the talent. Sorry. That's me saying it, not anybody
crazy.
else. Okay?
But even then, when you're saying this, like, you can cut that later. But how old is Drake right now?
Drake's in his 40s as well.
He's in his exactly. He's in his 40s as well. But he also started when he was 20 years old, and he has been doing. Don't get me wrong. He's obviously been doing tours throughout his career, starting quite young.
No, never mind. He's
But
38. He's 38,
which is only 3 years difference. Like the relativity, right? Like relative. But yeah, exactly. Look up when his first.
So his first stadium tour was in 2010.
So it's 2025.
I think that was. I'm pretty sure that was.
He was 25 then.
Yeah. See,
So
that goes. Yeah, it goes back to my point. Like he had an album. I'm pretty sure this must have been either. This,
but I also
this
feel
is
like
so,
that's just because the industry
never
itself,
mind,
like
so far
Punjabi,
gone.
I feel like Punjabi music is just getting to that point where we've built momentum, and I feel like Diljit was such a great like Trojan horse of that genre, and I feel like right now, like I feel like he paved the way in a sense, like in doing his tour, like creating that production, like I feel like it really just set the stage for so many of these younger artists now.
Yeah.
Like, of course, it took so much time, but I feel like with, for example, Drake, Relative, it's like one of those things where he's, of course, been building up, but I feel like there were so many before him. Yeah. Whereas Diljit is, like, at least in my eyes, within, like, the Western lens, like, here in North America, I would say he's the first.
Yeah, of course, like, he had to pave the way through, like,
and someone
intense hard work, right? And then Karn Aujla thinks that he can, like, basically do a stadium tour. AP Tillo, all these people.
But how long has Karn Aujla been in it, Relative?
Karn Aujla has also been around since, let's see, Karn Aujla. He's probably mid-30s, I think.
Like, when's he start actually producing music?
Let's see. Karn Aujla's what? He's 28. Oh, damn, this guy's only 2 years older.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as, like, when you look at it relative to Karn Aujla, I'd say relative because Diljit paved his way. I feel like it's making it a lot easier for now these up-and-coming Punjabi artists who are saying maybe... I do
see,
want to,
but
like,
it's also the thing is like dropping albums now for dippers is a new phenomenon. Yeah. Because he had that song Shit Talk way back in the day.
Well, I think that now they're becoming more polished. Now they're like assimilating more to that Western standard as far as albums go. Exactly. So I feel like, in a sense, like Diljit kind of had to set that stage, and now for Karn Aujla, there's a bit more of like a blueprint to kind of play around with. So he's kind of like the older brother who's kind of like, okay, like this is what I did. I had to do all this hard work, put in this many years, all the movies, all these like albums, so on and so forth. But now for Karn Aujla, for example, just relative, just using this name now, he was able to see, okay, like he did out like what worked and what didn't work. Let me just do what worked. You know what I mean? So even when it comes to albums, now he's producing albums. Now he's creating that presence. He's building up that community, using social media, like hiring a great team.
The problem,
and now the time span is gonna be like far. You know what I mean? The
problem though is that they're using too many gimmicks. Now this is where we go back to what the real conversation is I don't give a fuck what Kanye's saying on Twitter. I don't give a fuck what like spaz he's doing, you know, what he said to Taylor Swift. If he's going on tour, I want to fucking hear Stronger. Can't Tell Me Nothing. Mm-hmm. Do you know what the feeling is like when the everything goes dark and you just hear, oh, you're just like, oh, it's like, even just thinking just about it, yeah, you could just imagine, like you, I could imagine. It literally shakes the stadium, dude. It's so, and that's just the testament is the music. If you have to pull from literally like 15 different albums to piece together a show.
But Kanye also had the institutions backing him.
No, not exactly.
He had he had so many artists before him, which had paved the way.
No. That's has nothing to do with this.
Like I'm not arguing the fact that Kanye is purely talented. He is an incredible artist.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you that there was a shift that happened in the 2000s hip hop specifically, where they started to get very aware of making albums that would be amazing in concert venues.
Yeah,
I mean stadium venues.
Yeah,
right. At the same time about Graduation, then you also had what the fuck is that album by Jay-Z called?
But I get what
Empire
you're saying.
State of Mind.
I feel like the
Blueprint
intention,
3?
Yeah, it is. I feel like the intentions have changed, so shifted so much. Exactly what you're saying. Like their intention is for that stadium audience. It's for creating concerts. It's for having tours, right? Whereas like when you contrast that to Punjabi artists like Shub, for example, at least like from my interpretation, it's more of a personal art piece, right?
But the thing is they also, but
personal to him. But he's creating music for himself and hoping that it resonates with his fans.
Intense is like pretty popular and talented. And Intense on one of these podcasts with these fucking Surrey kids was like, I would make something and then give it to Bollywood, and they would Bollywoodify the shit that he sent them.
Yeah.
And make it sound like dog shit, right? These are the people you're dealing with where you're like, bye, you know, and Intense is from here. He understands the fucking game. He understands how to make this shit work. And even they're telling him, like, shut the fuck up, right? So this is the best story I can to explain this to you is, do you know who Outkast is?
Yeah.
Andre 3000, big boy. Andre 3000, if he drops a verse today, people fucking lose their shit. He dropped a flute album and people were listening to it because it's Andre 3000, dog. And this is like a Jordan story where, so LaFace Records was a record label started by Babyface and L.A. Reid. Okay, this is way before your time, so I'm gonna have to give you a little lore drop
little
here.
History lesson.
So, LaFace Records goes to Atlanta, and Atlanta is like a very very black, right? There's a lot of black people out there, and so they hit the pavement. There wasn't a music scene there. They needed to create the music scene, so that's why LaFace went there.
Yeah,
and LaFace finds two groups, TLC.
Okay.
And Outkast. Those are one of the first few groups that they found. TLC, No Scrubs.
Yeah.
And Outkast. Fucking think of all the bangers, right? And when Outkast went, Andre 3000 and Big Boy went to Babyface to perform. Babyface said straight to their face, you guys are not ready. Come back again. And so they teamed up with Organized Noise, right, which is Dusty Brown or Ray Murray and two other guys, and they went to their fucking their mom's basement in the dungeon, they called it, and they just started working and making music. And Ray Murray, Organized Noise, these guys were doing artist development. This is something that Shub, none of these guys have, which is artist development. The Organized Noise would fucking have Andre 3000 and Big Boy running around the block for miles, rapping their lyrics so they wouldn't get tired on stage, so that they could keep going.
Yeah.
That type of artist development is non-existent today. And so then once they went back to Babyface, they performed, boom, they did Players Ball, and then we have Miss Jackson, Hey Ya, like fucking think of all those songs that these guys have dropped, right? Artist development is something that these guys need, but the industry, again, the Dipper uncles do not believe in artist development. Saiya, you've been around enough Dippers. We know what the fuck the conversations behind the scenes in those rooms are. Chal koi na, tu bas mic jaake go out to the stage, bas sing sung karke, do tin char wari.
Yeah, but I think that's again the issue when it comes to, like, as you're saying, like these yes men, this management, right, where it's like there's no level or there's no understanding of that. Like there's a lack of almost exposure when it comes to that aspect of the industry, right? Like they don't know these stories.
And that's why I'm saying, like, the chosen one, the messiah of Punjabi music, is gonna be the guy who's a perfectionist like Kanye. No, you guys are fucking dumb. I need better management. And people think he's a diva. No, he's smart. He's gonna know that my album needs to sound fucking nuts in the car, from the phone, in a stadium. It needs to bang. They're going to understand that they're going to encapsulate and understand every single, the 360 basically, right?
Yeah.
They're going to know that their merch is going to have to slap, that their stage design is going to have to slap, that their development, even themselves, like, and how they're getting people going. They're going to have the know-how to know, I can't do stadiums yet. I need to first work my way up through the clubs and shit. That guy is not here yet. I'll tell you that right now. You know, the guy who has the know-how to be like, okay, drop singles, start going, then work on an album, you know, but the problem is this is the scary part, is like even regular hip hop is not creating those guys anymore.
Yeah.
You know, Drake is because of Drake's amazing catalog, his concerts are still worth going to, even when he drops dog shit albums, because hey, at least you can hear Hold On,
all the classics.
Yeah, what the fuck is that song called? Hold On, Let's Go Home. Hold on, we're going home. Yeah, whatever. That song, like some of the songs from like Take Care, you get to hear those songs, so his concerts are worth going to. You know, Kanye West, the same thing. Yeah, like they'll at least do enough of a show. Plus, you get to hear the bangers that it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
But some of these new artists, even in hip hop, like they are not those guys. Like I'm not gonna go to a Playboi Carti concert. He's not had any songs that have like, you know, fully crossed over. He has one song I'd listen to. That one song, what the fuck, in New York, I'm really rock. Hot in my block. Is that called Magnolia?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's one song, you know. The only other guy is like Travis Scott. and Utopia was whatever. There's one good song on there, Fiend, but other than that, like, and I could imagine that song would just go crazy in the concert and stuff, right? But this is my point. Like, the music is just not there from any of these guys, sadly, which I wish it was, right? Like, I wish there was a guy who had like Good Morning or Father Stretch My Hands level Punjabi music. You know how fucking nuts that would be?
It is what's to come.
If it
hasn't happened yet, it has to happen.
But
eventually.
the thing is, like, it's not even that. Like, okay, this is the part I really want to get into that people will be like, what the fuck he's talking about, is like stage design. Like, this is the intricacy you need to have to make your show amazing, right? So, like,
but I feel like even in saying stage design, I feel like we're almost jumping too far ahead of ourselves.
No,
like,
because
like, again, like,
no, we're not, because
so
look, no. Shub, for example, right? If I was working with Shub 6 months ago, what the fuck am I gonna do in 3 days, right? If I was working with Shub 6 months ago, I'd be like, we're gonna go on a media tour. You're gonna fucking go to every city you want to tour in and stay there for a couple of weeks and just talk to fucking people, interviews, get on the fucking radios on their local shows, go to the Gurdwara and do like weird spots and stuff. Like,
no, it's
just
so true. They need that PR presence.
Do that PR, and then and then we're gonna do a one done pop-up concert somewhere, and it's gonna be basically like a out of town preview in town of what's to come on your show, right?
100%.
So S Devlin level stage design. You need to make something so crazy that people are like, holy fuck, man. Like, he had these fucking things here and a mountain in the middle. And it was like, yo, he's on the mountain, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, and people are like, what? What are you talking about? Like, he's like, dude, you just go to that concert. They don't have that. Every single one of these concerts afterwards, people like, AP Dillon had like a fucking stripper and shit. What the fuck was that? He's like singing auto-tune. Yo, Shub is like rapping on a stage like it's a club. Right, the only ones I've heard like pretty positive things about are Diljit, but when I see the footage, man, like,
but I feel like it's more that like stage presence that comes first.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're not confident and comfortable on stage, then you can have as many flashing lights, a mountain coming out of your ass. It doesn't matter if that stage presence isn't genuinely
if you had a mountain,
there, it doesn't matter.
if you had a mountain and zero stage presence, and you were standing on a mountain and flashing lights came on, I don't give a fuck about how much.
True,
that's what I'm saying.
Actually fair. That's
exactly.
No, it's definitely a crutch, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's a crutch. It shouldn't be what the artist is relying on either.
Yeah, listen,
you know what I mean? 'Cause I feel like
stage presence is perfect for when your music is not fully up to par. And the best example for this is DMX and Jay-Z went on tour together, and DMX is like a crackhead. And so DMX DMX is opening essentially for Jay-Z. And DMX would have these crazy shows where at the end he's like crying. He's like, "Thank you, God, I'm a fucking druggie boy." And people at the concert are crying. Like, like people are tearing and DMX is crying and shit. And Jay-Z's talking about, he's off to the side like, how the fuck do I follow that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up here about to do fucking raps and shit, and DMX is just crying, and the crowds are crying, and he's doing fucking X Gonna Give It To You, and like, Rough Riders anthem. Like, what the fuck do I do? And that's where stage presence really saved Jay-Z. Where having a strong energy, people are like, oh, that fucking,
like that carries. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what makes it. Because at the end of the day, like, you can put anyone on stage with a mic. Like, there's so many up and coming artists nowadays, but I think what really sets you apart is like, even when you take Kanye, it's that presence that he has. Kanye can walk into any room, or like prime Kanye could have walked into any room, and just he carries himself so well. He, like, his music, his talent, his artistry, like Kanye as a person and a brand speaks for itself.
Have you ever seen this? Look at this. So this.
Oh, I have seen this.
So for people who are watching, this is the Yeezus tour, where Kanye has a Mason Margiela mask and like his Yeezy merch and stuff, or like wearing it, and then he would have a setup in the middle of the stage, because they would do props, switches, and stage stuff, whatever, and they'd bring an NPC out into the middle, and then Kanye would program Runaway, and then we'll watch how he does it. Fuck, man. He knows what he's doing. This is presence, right?
Exactly.
This is stage presence.
And look at how simple the setup was.
there's also like a version where he hits one note and he gets scared. Like he keeps doing that to like fuck with the crowd. I think this one might be it. Or no, I think this is the same footage. Fuck, man. Like, that's what I'm talking about. This is the problem, is they just don't have...
Because he was such a character. You know what I mean? Like, outside of, like, his music and his artistry, like, just who he was just such an embodiment of his art, like, of his craft.
Yeah, but, like, again, so going back to the Shub thing. So, first off, let's get people hyped. And then, again, I'm, as, like, a, let's say, production manager, I'm like, fuck, this kid, we can't teach him presence. We just can't. So we basically need to change everything around him to like, for the lack of.
But I think that also comes with time. It's like a muscle that you have to build. You know what I mean? I feel like it comes with confidence.
No.
Starting off in the club scene, when you're seeing how people react and the response of the audience, when you're building off that energy, it's like, for example, like I'm in business school, right? And we had a class just purely dedicated to presentations, right? It's something you have to get very good at. And I can honestly say, like, when I look at my first year presentations, just performing or even doing, when I look at my first year presentations versus the last year when I was doing conferences, presenting in front of like thousands of people, it's that comfort level. It's that confidence in your cadence. Like the way that you're able to step onto that stage and like really just speak your mind and your hand gestures, so on and so forth, makes all the difference in the world.
But this is where I disagree, where like, you can't teach presence and like have that nature. What does everyone say about Kanye West? He thought he was gonna fucking make it day one. He had nothing to his name and he thought he was gonna be the biggest rapper. What did they say about Jay-Z? What did they say about DMX, Tupac, Biggie? They're like, these guys just had an aura. The problem is as an industry insider, I know how these fucking dippers are becoming big. They go, bye, can you make our songs? And then they get a song, and because dippers are also dumb that are listening to it, one song just goes. Because it's a guy with a completely fake persona. There's nothing of what Shub is singing is who he is. Full stop. Karan Aujla, Sidhu Moosewala, all these guys, when they're fucking talking gang shit, fully not who they are. So they're basically lying about who they are on their music. How can you expect their presence to match that? When Kanye and College Dropout, Kanye and College Dropout are so synonymous with who they are. Drake on Hold On, We're Going Home. Fuck no, what's that album called? The one where he's like a kid on the cover. Nothing Was the Same.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yo, Amira, what's that album?
Which one?
The one where Drake is a baby on the cover.
Sorry, what did you say?
Nothing. Let me just check myself.
Just fact check that. Just double check.
Nothing. I think it's not.
Dogs?
Nothing Was the Same.
Oh no, nothing was the same.
Yeah. So
So
remember when Nothing Was the Same? Is like, yeah, this was Drake fully in its like emotional rapper bag, right?
Yeah.
Like they're fully embracing the presence of who they are. You know, Watch the Throne. Like it's not like they're. To some extent, there's a persona, right? Of course, you have to be bigger than life as a rapper, but there is some truth to it. Like, Hold On, We're Going Home. Like, Drake is that kind of simpy type of character. It's been proven, the whole Serena Williams thing. Kanye with, like, his mindset on, you know, all falls down and being that guy who thought like this about society, like, that shit is accurate, right? George Bush doesn't like black people. But our artists, again, they're fakes, man. But
I feel like it takes time to almost find your angle, right?
No. They're coming.
When you look at this album of Drake's, right? For example, like this, like how many albums is he at this point?
2
albums in.
Yeah, Take Care had come up before, and Thank Me Later, and then So Far Gone wasn't a legitimate album.
I do agree with you, but I don't want to straight up say that like all of these artists per se are disingenuine, because I feel like a lot of them do. I think
look at Nothing Was the Same, for example, right? Yeah. And I don't think it's an unfair comparison, because these dissies have gotten to the stadium level, so we're gonna judge them accordingly to people who are at the stadium level, right?
No, that's fair. That's the positioning they've put themselves in.
Yeah, so that's a fair comparison, and like Drake knew that everyone was gonna shit on him for being this fucking soft guy, right? Jay-Z dropped that Pound Cake remix, or Raekwon did, because he dropped Wu-Tang Forever, and they were like dissing. Like, he knew the flack was coming his way, but that was his truth, quote unquote, that being the soft guy, and he still did it, right? The double problem in Punjabi music is they believe that the dippers want to hear this like fake thug persona braggadocious shit. that basically got caused over the last 10 years, right? Before, you used to have like, Yaran Mulle, like about chilling with your homies, or Mitran de Shatri Te Urdige by Babbu Man. But then this like gangster shit, the problem is these artists are basically feeding into what the audience wants, not what they want to create. And that's simply why you're not going to get a fucking amazing album. You're not going to get anything that hits this crazy threshold that goes into the other level. They're not really talking about a culture they know. They're talking about a culture that they think they know.
Yeah.
They're not really Shub, bro. Shub is not from fucking the streets of Oakland with the kale and shit the way he fucking shows in his music videos. That shit's so fake, man. And that's why a guy like me looking at it is like, what the fuck is this, man? Like what? Like, and to me, it's even funnier thinking about like, oh, bhai, kale chahiye, phone kar de. Like, they're literally like calling random black guys to be in their videos and shit to look hard.
But I think that's also, again, where there's like that lack of almost like guidance in the industry for them, right?
Again,
like,
yeah,
again,
there's
like
no,
it's going back to that. Like,
no
they're just a bunch
A&R-ing.
of yes men. Like, they don't understand. Like, I feel like
again,
he just has his, I think he has like his notebook and a dream type of deal. And like, these are the people in his circle. And he's trying, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, like, that's what he says, right? He has this notebook that he carries around with him. And I think his music is real, and I think it comes from the heart. A lot of it, some of it maybe not so much, like certain songs I can think of, but that's my perception at least. However, I think it's, again, like his circle and who he's around. Again, I don't know who these people are, and I can't speak about specifics, but I don't think they're the right, in my opinion, I think that he has so much potential, but with the right team, he can go so far.
Listen, he's got a manager telling him like, make another one of those songs that you made. That's the thing. And the thing is there's Gore industry people that do the same thing to Doja Cat, make another Say So and stuff. But the problem is like, that's not how music and like real artistry and creativity works. So that's a fucking brain dead idea. And if you look at, again, they just don't have these guys. So if I was talking to Shub again, I'd be like, let's do this. But instead of even any of that, before we need an album that fucking makes your tour 30x better. So let's go into the lab. Who gives a fuck how long it's gonna take? 6-7 months. No fucking YouTube type beats. Let's get homegrown talent and make shit that's like Good Morning, like Stronger, like Can't Tell Me Nothing, but fucking the like a Punjabi version. I don't give a fuck. Yo, Bad Bunny songs crossover. I don't fucking speak a lick of Spanish. Right? Gasolina. Remember that song?
Yeah, of course.
Those songs, no one knows what the fuck they're saying, but they're just so good, man. And that's the thing. We have not reached that. Again, the Messiah, the Punjabi music Messiah, maybe he's out there somewhere, or maybe he's not going to be around for like the next 10 years. And these overcorrections and these flops need to keep happening. Like, Diljit is like in his 40s. Like, is he just going to tour forever? I don't know. That would suck because whatever. But like, some of those songs he has, like, okay, like I want to get into the stage design and like the actual experience of a concert now, because this episode is a lot more about the concert, right? So like, if you look at like this Diljit Dosanjh concert,
but then again, we don't know what the concert was going to be either.
What do you mean?
Because it didn't happen.
This concert did happen.
No, this did, but I'm saying Shub, like, relative to Shub. Like, I feel like at this point
we know it wasn't going to be.
I know, but I feel like this point you kind of have to put
like
a partition here and be like, okay, like this.
No,
but
let's go like industry standards, right? Let's go what the Desis have been up to so far, right? So we have this thing, and like, look, man, look at this uncle right here, bro. Like, this is a family friendly event. Look at this. Look how happy this uncle is right here.
That's so cute. It was such a good concert. It was fun.
But the thing is like, look at how busy the stage is, right? You have a live band. What the fuck are they there? Just put the masters on. You don't need to play the music. Like, that actually takes away from the music, in my opinion, because you want the songs to sound as real as you do when you hear them at home. Not like a fucking a fucked up mangled version of it. There's too many people on the stage recording. There's too many people like with dolls and stuff. Like, this is just too much dipperness happening on the stage, which is like similar to like when Babbu Man's on stage. Like, look, this technically looks like the same type of situation.
It's a bit too much. It's like clutter almost.
Mad people on stage, big screen in the background, and then Babbu Man just doing his dipper like act and stuff with like just the dipper sound of music. Whereas like, now let's go to, who do we have here? Okay, let's go to the Go, bro. Let's just go to the Go. Ah, fuck, man. And so what's awesome is as well as he teases you because he uses the sample more. He slowly draws it instead of it just like he takes other parts of the sample and elongates the intro, and then the stage starts floating around a little bit, and then fuck man, this brings like so many good memories. Like if you just keep hearing, it's like a version of the song that's so long, and then when the bass hits, everyone's just too fucking hyped, and then Kanye's already on, and then the lights. And the lights fucking hit. Everyone just hyped. Like I just got goosebumps thinking about being there. When it happened, we were like right underneath the thing, so we could see what was happening. And they also bring speakers. Like their crew brought subs and put them all around the general area.
I
like
can only imagine.
They understood exactly what it means to put on a concert show, right? Like if anything, like these dippers should like just pool all their money in and hire one person one time to just give them all the secrets and be like, okay, Tikya, like we got it, right? Like, and so the person who's behind a lot of the Kanye's tours is S. Devlin. I was telling you about her before, right? Like if you look at her website, like these are all the tours she's done, okay? Lady Gaga, Weeknd, Beyonce, Kanye West especially, right? So like Kanye had the Glow in the Dark tour, and that was this one where like just look how crazy the visuals are, the big screen, the way the fucking platform is. Like she's like on top of her game, right? We were talking like
100%.
she probably makes like you said like over 100 mil.
Well, for
I still think that's a lot.
Well, you were saying at the high end, 1 million per.
1 million per thing she's done.
Contract per se, and she's done at least, it looks like at least 70 to 80 contracts here.
Everyone I know that went to the Watch the Throne concert that was here in Vancouver. First off, they did N-words in Paris 11 times.
I know, I heard that. What year was that?
It was 2011. So like look at this thing. Like they at one part of the show, they're like standing on these big ass cubes in the middle of the thing. Like just the visuals. The visuals are so amazing, right? Like compare that to like these visuals. It's just okay, cool. Diljit's like a big version of him on the stage, and just a bunch of people doing Bhangra and stuff. Like it's like I get it, but it's not like to a level
like
that's
it's like an energetic experience. Whereas when you look at these Kanye ones where they're eliciting like when there's these images, it's like they're eliciting this other emotion almost, right? It's like a more of like it's like this like you were saying, it's like a spiritual experience. But I feel like it's because they're eliciting so many other emotions. There's like the suspense, there's the edging, there's like the
and it's also
the
genre of hip hop's allowing them to bend and hit different moods, right? Like most of Diljit's music has always just been like Bhangra buying type of like shit, right? Like from all his music, it's not really like hitting different moods and feels, right? Like when halfway through in the St. Pablo tour, when Kanye puts on Heartless, you're like in the night, and everyone just the mood completely changes, right? And so
I feel like even when you're saying that,
this chick even did Olympics closing,
is there, like the song,
not for Diljit, not for Diljit.
But the thing is, but they don't understand how to get the crowd going in that way.
Yeah, like
creating that set list. I feel like that aspect.
Well, again, the set list is gonna depend on the music that you've been made already, and that shit's done. Like the Yeezus tour is another insane example. Fucking Kanye has mountains. He has Jesus fucking carrying him out. He's like in a Mason Margiela mask. Like it's people did not like the Yeezus album, and some people until they went and watched the tour. Then the tour was fucking insane, and Kanye also did this really cool thing where he like redoes the songs. So like, for example, like Flashing Lights, he'll have somebody live on top of Flashing Lights playing like a guitar. So like, I'll show you an example. So,
but I like the simplicity of the set at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like, so much is going on, and of course, there's like so like different shapes, different whatever. But it's like it's still like there's that level of simplicity.
You don't have like 50 fucking guys on stage at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, I think this one.
But doesn't it almost feel like or look like early hip hop to you in a sense? Like when it was still very early, like the genre itself, like when it was developing more in New York, when they were doing those earlier shows, wasn't that kind of the vibe to an extent? When you look at older videos.
Well, like hip hop was around like since the 80s. Like 90s, it wasn't fully.
But it was more like the instrumentals were on. Like it'd be like the crew. They'd have like the set. You know what I mean? It was a bit more chaotic. Like it was that kind of a vibe.
Yeah. This like Kanye really did change the game with understanding like, yo, I need to get S. Devlin. Like if you look at her S. Devlin's list, like he's really the only rapper on his list. Like she did a bunch of the Weeknd stuff as well after Kanye really made her popular, but she was like for U2 and Lady Gaga and stuff like that. Like now she also did Bad Bunny. So like again, obviously,
Bad Bunny one.
yeah, these guys understand like what the point is. Hold up, it's not loading. But like Kanye was the first to really go into that like in that fuck. Is it just saying error? I really do want to see the Bad Bunny most
Yeah, me
wanted
too.
tour.
That's what I'm curious.
What is this?
Is this
Play
the
film? No. Okay, this is the U2 Bad Bunny Most Wanted tour. Hopefully it loads up. Oh, here we go. Oh, like a very similar to Kanye-esque type of thing he did. He did like a massive
like
thing
that
on
moment,
top.
like
Yeah.
the runway type
Even
of
just
floating.
lighting, like an insane lighting can change like how dope your concert is, right? And so like I mean I imagine like the best flex would be like, oh Saleo, like paise de do aise devil nu kar dugi sare andi, right? And just call it a day type shit. But but like you could see like Honey Singh is clearly trying to copy like Drake's entrance here.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
like walking in, like this is the Drake effect, and like AP Dillon as well. But then like what the fuck was this? AP Dillon had this like I didn't believe this when you were explaining this to me. I thought like you were lying, because this is so
this
like
real.
this is so fucking embarrassing. I don't get what the point was just having like one girl dance. It was like that's all you could afford? Like it would have made sense to have like at least like 12 behind you doing it at once. Then it's like not.
It just felt
as
a little
weird.
bit. It was like more intimate in a sense. You know what I mean? So just the two of them on stage.
Yeah.
It just wasn't very on brand for AP.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't really make sense.
And then you have this.
Bachata, this
The
bachata,
fact
this
you-
bachata.
The fact you're like this bachata, it's so funny.
Like you can just tell. Like you know what I mean? Like the vibe. I'm just like.
Yeah, these guys are not.
he has
These
the
guys are not made.
potential.
These guys are not made for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Like, again, they need to have the album that really like. Bro, it'd be fucking nuts if like again, Flashing Lights, Can't Tell Me Nothing, like anything from Graduation Punjabi level would have just. It would have changed the game, right? Like.
Yeah.
Like this guy's Confidential was the first album I'm pretty sure by Diljit that really went like, whoa! Like people are like this is something insane. And then everything else was kind of like I think this one has Do You Know on it.
I'm gonna put my mic down.
Maybe not.
My back hurts.
Yeah.
Cut this out.
No, it's all good. But dude, like if you go to the Korea show, this is the last thing I want to show people. This is like very simple. There's a mound in the middle. And it's a massive stadium, and somebody please just show me all the fucking the timestamps.
But again, like that's that stage presence. Cause look at how simple it was. And weren't you saying like I mean, obviously you can show the video, but like even in Korea, everyone knew every single word to the song. And look, all you gotta do is just stand there and bounce around stage, and people are losing.
Okay, hold on. We gotta watch this. And these are Koreans. They don't know a lick of English. God damn,
Wait,
bro.
Put the volume.
Dude, that's all. When your music is that good, this is all you need.
I feel like you need to show like the audience perspective almost. Can you do that? Is it there?
If you what?
Like the audience?
When Heartless comes on, listen to this. You'd like do you hear that? Do you hear them going? Do you hear the audience? Hold up.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy.
What does he play after? Can't tell me. I think this thing easy. Oh, and now he does Edwards in Paris? Yo. Holy fuck,
I can
man.
only imagine like the energy in the arena.
He did N-words in Paris when we were St. Pablo tour as well, I think. I'm pretty sure. Okay, hold on. I need to hear where he does Heartless. Oh, what do you call it?
Oh, yeah.
Say You Will. Like, Say You Will is not even a song you could expect, but the fact that he did it, like 2 hours, man. This guy was on stage. Although I need to see what the track listing is. Oh. Okay, I think he's gonna do Heartless now. Okay, listen.
That's crazy.
And it's just not even the actual beat. Like this, I'm talking about. He like remixes the shit.
Yeah.
That's what he does for the concert experience. And people are
That's
just losing it,
crazy.
man. Fuck, dude.
That's nuts.
And that's what I'm talking. Like, there's no, like, listen. If
Not yet.
I'll
not
just say
yet.
every single person
There's
I
not.
know
Mhm.
who is a huge music fan does not listen to Punjabi music and is Punjabi and knows about Kuldeep Marnik, knows about Jazzy B, owns their fucking cassettes and their CDs, has all the shit. They don't listen to any of this new garbage because when you listen to like a Marvin Gaye album, he takes you through a journey, man. If first song is about this and it's about a girl he lost and it's like, you know, some missing love and then the energy changes, right? Like if you listen to 808s, it's like you feel this constant level of like things are sad, like Kanye's mom just died, like you feel the heartbreak through it. When you listen to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like there's like this fucking raw energy. That arrangement, that type of style of making albums in a very unique way is just, it's just, again, we're in our baby phase. That's the best thing I can say. We're in
still
such
our
infancy
stage. Yeah. Huh?
Like I'm telling you,
there's
gonna
so much potential. Though.
the chosen one will still be born.
Yeah,
hopefully.
it's to come. It's to come, and there's
You know?
so much exciting stuff to come within this industry.
Like it's basically like this. You need the guy who can sing like Chamkila, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that juicy of vocals, or like Bindrakia, born here, can sing like them and doesn't have like weird Punjabi, but is like a Kanye stan. That's the guy who's gonna be the guy.
That's so oddly specific.
Because the Kanye stan part is like his perfectionism, the fact that he cares about the studio,
Like his work ethic.
his not
his
even
mentality towards it.
Yeah, the mentality of like,
Yeah,
yo, the
the
production
Kanye
of the
mentality.
fucking stage needs to be like this, the albums need to sound like this, the management needs to be like this, the people I surround myself need to be like this. So that level of Kanye stan mindset, but then also just he's got the talent of like, if he was in the band, bro, he would have given Chimkila a run for his money. That's the guy who is gonna be the guy who will end up like changing the game for this and stuff. I think the Shub concert has low-key set us back a little bit, and the fallout from it is not like fully clear for some people, but I'm highly certain that, you know, Live Nation or something there are gonna be like, yo, these fucking dippers, like it doesn't translate. We need to like calm down before we do another.
Yeah. It's definitely not.
We're not
going to
see a stadium tour for a little bit now from any of these newer guys. Maybe Diljit can still do one. AP probably not. His last few albums have not been performing that great. Like the only ones that might be allowed and get like the funding or like the co-sign to do it will be like Karna Aujla and Diljit Dosanjh for a bit. These other guys need to fucking hit the pavement and start doing clubs and theaters and stuff like that, because like they just got fucked. Like the overcorrection of the industry is about to happen now.
Yeah, huh?
But
I
yeah,
think so.
I mean that's about it. I feel like we gave a pretty good deep dive on the industry and all that kind of stuff. So hope you enjoyed. Saiya, she's gonna be launching a pod soon.
Exciting stuff.
Definitely check it out. I will for sure like show her shit. Get the merch, House of Johal. Listen to the episodes live on Ruckus Avenue Radio. Download the iHeartRadio app. 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Scope, I love you. Peace.